when you joined in 1980s. So why did you join Merchant Navy? And when you decided to join Merchant Navy, which degree you did from which college? And what is the difference between today's scenario? Like now we have IMU CT. That time, do you have any IMU CT or something?
Okay. So I joined in 1979, 80, late 79. Okay. So that time I was in my 12th. Why did I join? It just happened. Somebody who was known to my family, he was at a very senior post in Hong Kong. So he asked my father, and I had little clue about Merchant Navy because there were some guys. I came from a very small town in Punjab. So there were some people, known people who were serving in the Merchant Navy, but I did not have details about it. So I knew there's something called Merchant Navy and very highly paid, profession. So that is how I joined. And what I was doing, I was in 12th pre-engineering, we used to call in our time. So pre-engineering means, after completing your pre-engineering, you get whatever good marks, you join an engineering college. So I had PCM, etc. So this person asked me what kind of marks you will get. At that time, we used to have first division, second division, third division. In those days, we never had something like 94 percenters or this and that. They used to be okay. First division means 60% plus. That's like good marks. Your child is very intelligent. So I said, probably I'll get, first division. He said, how's your eyesight? I said, very good. I don't have any glasses, nothing. He said, you want to join Merchant Navy? I said, okay. And that's how I joined Merchant Navy. So that time I joined a Hong Kong company, which was direct entry. So in India, there were many companies, like Shipping Corporation, Great Eastern, not Volumes, a lot of other, which were Indian companies. And Great Eastern had their own academy, GC Academy. SCI, the Indian government had something called a TS Rajendra, training ship Rajendra, which later on became TS Chanakya.
Hmm.
Okay. So kids used to go for Rajendra and do 1 year or 2 year Rajendra. Sometimes Rajendra was 1 year course, and then other times they used to make it 2 years. If they want to stop too much of flow into the Merchant Navy, they'll make it 2 years. Okay. So when you pass out from Rajendra, 80-90% of the kids would automatically be taken over by Shipping Corporation of India. They were obliged to do that, and remaining 20% will be very easily, happily absorbed in other Indian companies. But foreign companies used to take direct entry. So I was a direct entry, no training at all. I didn't even know how a ship looks like. So I just, woke up and got up from a small town in Punjab and landed in Japan on a ship, bulk carrier 69,000 ton.
You haven't done
So
any
that's
degree or diploma before joining the vessel.
not, that time there was no, as such, there was no requirement by IMO or any kind of, world shipping authority or anything. There was no such regulation. STCW and all, they came later on. And then of course you had to do these courses, which we did later on, eventually, all the STCW courses, while I was already an officer.
And sir, why did you left Merchant Navy?
34 years, my dear. That's a long, long time. So at some stage you feel, okay, I have sailed enough. I want to leave now. I want to live a life. I wouldn't say Merchant Navy was, not a normal, not a regular life, but I will say that, then you feel, ki, okay, let's do something which you really happily want to do. But don't confuse it with that Merchant Navy was not happy life. I had a wonderful lifetime in Merchant Navy. Merchant Navy made me what I am today, and all thanks to this career in the Merchant Navy. But then eventually, it happens that you just want to do other things. So I thought, pay back to the society, join some social groups, and also like what I'm doing here on the Instagram, helping children and kind of helping them and paying back and sharing my experience and knowledge like I'm doing with you now.
Yes, sir. And sir, as you are a master, और जैसे सेकंड ऑफिसर है कोई या थर्ड ऑफिसर है या कोई इंजन डिपार्टमेंट भी है, तो उनको अगर सेलिंग नहीं करनी तो उसके अलावा उनके पास क्या करियर ऑप्शन है? और आपके हिसाब से मर्चेंट नेवी में हाईएस्ट पोजीशन कोई बंदा क्या अचीव कर सकता है? लाइक इफ यू आर ए मास्टर एंड यू जस्ट रिटायर्ड फ्रॉम द सेलिंग, बट नाउ इफ यू वांट टू अगेन like go and reach at the peak of the merchant navy, so what it can be?
Okay, sure job. You know, the maximum on the ship you can reach is master and chief engineer. Okay, as an engineer, you can go chief engineer, as a navigator, as a master. That's the maximum you can reach. But if you want to go further up somewhere, you want to go in the management, join a company office in Hong Kong, in Singapore, in Norway, or even in Delhi or Bombay or Chennai, wherever. You, depending on if you are an engineer, you will be a technical person, dealing with the technical things in the company. You will be looking after, you will be given some, you will be in charge of certain ships. You go visit the ships, or you're sitting in the office, you're solving their problem, what they're having on board. If you're a master, you will be doing the administration job, the manning thing, or you are handling with the crew matters on board, or other navigation stuff or cargo stuff. So you can join, that is the maximum you can go to. Or if you are too good, like there are some, those handful of people who are the now running the companies as managing directors, who were good in their job, and of course they went through the normal channels. They worked hard, and they acquired knowledge in every field. Eventually they became partners with some people, and eventually opened shipping companies. So it depends.
And sir, do you know personally anyone who is like opened his own company, or he is in management level, which is like very further beyond a master?
Yes, I have a few friends who I sailed with, who were a couple of batchmates also, and a couple of seniors. They have their own shipping companies.
And sir, after master, if somebody is going for show jobs, so which are the jobs you think, which are the ranks you think can beat the salary when you are getting on board?
No,
Like as a
that
superintendent, can you beat the salary of a master?
no, no. That's not possible, because you have to come down slightly to, you have to compromise on that level. It's like, there are two reasons people want to join a shore job. One thing is, people feel, they don't want to sail anymore. They are staying away from the family, or whatever other reasons, staying away from the relatives, or staying away from social life. So let's join a shore job. And but in that shore job, you will definitely get a much lesser money, but that money is still okay. But you have to kind of negotiate with the companies. Sometimes they pay you the amount of money which you feel not worth it. I better go back to the sea.